Stop scrolling for just a moment. Let me ask you a question, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. Do you understand English perfectly fine when you hear it, when you read it, but the moment you need to speak, your mind just goes completely blank? You know the words, you even know the grammar rules, but for some reason, your mouth just doesn't want to cooperate. If you said yes, then this video could completely change the way you speak English, forever. So many of us believe that speaking English fluently is some kind of natural talent, something you're born with. We think it only comes from studying in an expensive English medium school, or maybe from living in a foreign country. But I'm here to tell you that this is a myth. The truth is actually very simple. Good English speaking is a skill, not a gift. And just like any other skill, whether it's learning to drive a car or play the guitar, it can be learned step by step if you just practice the right way. Today, I'm going to share a simple, practical daily method that can help absolutely anyone improve their English speaking. It doesn't matter if you're a complete beginner who's just starting out, or if you're an intermediate learner who feels stuck. These steps are designed for you. So grab a notebook or just listen carefully because we're about to unlock your speaking potential. Let's start with the very first and maybe the most important step. Stop translating in your head. This is the single biggest mistake that almost every English learner makes. We think in our native language, for example, Hindi, and then we try to translate each word one by one into English before we even dare to speak. This process is slow, it's inefficient, and it's the number one reason you feel fear, hesitation, and confusion. Instead of this complicated mental gymnastics, I want you to start thinking in small, simple English thoughts directly. For example, instead of thinking, मैं पानी पीने जा रहा हूँ, and then slowly translating it, just think directly in English, I am drinking water. Or instead of मुझे अब सोना है, just think, I need to sleep now. Start with short, basic sentences. They don't have to be perfect or complex. Your goal right now is fluency, not perfection. Fluency always comes first, and perfection will follow later naturally. Now for step number 2, and this is a big one. Speak daily, even if you are completely alone. I hear this excuse all the time, but I don't have anyone to practice English with. Let me be direct with you. That is just an excuse. You don't need a partner to practice. You can practice by yourself. The most powerful tool you have is your own voice. Talk to yourself. Describe what you're doing out loud as you do it. For instance, as you're getting ready in the morning, say, I am brushing my teeth. I am choosing what to wear today. When you're in the kitchen, say, I am cutting the vegetables. I am boiling water for tea. It might feel a little strange or silly at first, but this simple habit is incredibly effective. It trains your brain and your mouth to work together to make speaking English feel natural and automatic. Just remember this powerful rule. Silence kills fluency. Speaking builds it. This brings us to step 3. Many people forget this. Listen more than you speak. This might sound counterintuitive, but all great speakers are first and foremost great listeners. You need to fill your brain with the sounds and rhythms of the language. So, what should you listen to? The options are endless. Listen to English YouTube videos on topics you enjoy. Listen to podcasts while you're commuting or doing chores. Watch English movies and TV shows, or listen to interviews with people you admire. But here's the key. Don't just listen for entertainment. Listen actively. Pay close attention to how people pronounce words. Notice their tone of voice, their intonation. Does their voice go up or down at the end of a sentence? Listen for common phrases they use again and again. And here's a powerful technique. When you hear a sentence you like, pause the video or audio. Then repeat that sentence out loud, trying to copy the speaker's pronunciation and tone exactly. This is a famous technique called shadowing, and it is one of the fastest ways to improve your accent and natural flow. Next up is step 4, a real game changer. Learn phrases, not just grammar rules. So many learners get stuck because they spend all their time memorizing complex grammar rules. Now, don't get me wrong, grammar is important. It's the skeleton of the language. But when you're in a real conversation, you don't have time to think about past perfect continuous tense. Speaking requires phrases, chunks of language that you can use instantly without thinking. For example, instead of just learning grammar tenses, learn useful phrases like to be honest, or in my opinion, or I'm not sure, but, or let me think about that for a second. Think about it. Native speakers don't actively think about grammar when they talk. They use thousands of these ready-made phrases that they've learned over a lifetime. Start collecting these phrases. Write them down, practice saying them, and use them in your daily self-talk. This will make you sound much more natural and fluent much faster than any grammar book ever could. Step 5 is all about your mindset, and it is so important. Do not fear mistakes. I want to repeat that. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. Your English doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be understandable. That's it. The goal is communication, not perfection. Even native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time, but learners often stay silent because they're terrified of saying something wrong. I want you to burn this sentence into your mind. Mistakes mean you are learning. Silence means you are not. Every mistake is a sign of progress. It's proof that you are trying, that you are pushing your boundaries. So speak with confidence, even if your English is a little broken. Confidence is a fluency magnet. It will improve your speaking skills faster than any textbook ever could. Embrace your mistakes as your best teachers. Let's move to step 6, a technique that might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but is incredibly powerful. Record your own voice. Yes, you heard me right. Take out your phone, open the voice recorder app, and just talk for 1 or 2 minutes every day. Talk about anything, what you did today, your plans for the weekend, your opinion on a movie you just watched. Then, and this is the important part, listen back to the recording. It might be cringy, I know. Nobody likes the sound of their own voice at first, but listen carefully. Where did you pause or hesitate? Which words were difficult for you to pronounce? Where did you get stuck looking for a word? By analyzing your own speech, you become your own coach. You'll be amazed at how quickly you can identify your weak spots and see real, measurable improvement, sometimes within just a few weeks. And finally, step 7, a simple habit that will rewire your brain. Think in English for just 5 minutes a day. That's all I'm asking for. 5 minutes. Set a timer on your phone, and for those 5 minutes, there's only one rule. No native language, no translation, only English thoughts. You can think about anything you want. Think about your day so far. Think about your goals for tomorrow. Think about a problem you're trying to solve. At first, your thoughts might be slow and simple, like, I am tired, I want to eat. But slowly and surely, as you make this a daily habit, your brain will get better and better at it. Over time, you'll find that your brain starts to switch into English mode automatically, without you even trying. So let's wrap this all up with some final motivation. Learning to speak English fluently is not a test of your intelligence. It's a test of your consistency. Practicing for just 15 or 20 minutes every single day is infinitely better than studying for 3 hours once a week. It's about building a daily habit, a routine. If you follow these steps, if you speak every day without fear, if you listen actively, and if you stay consistent, I promise you, one day in the not-so-distant future, you will speak English confidently and naturally, and people will turn to you and ask you, wow, where did you learn to speak English so well? And you'll know the secret. Was it magic? It was just practice. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips. Now go out there and start speaking.